Struggling with the G major chord? Well, you're not alone. And I'm hoping that this beginner tutorial will be the breakthrough that you need to conquer this major chord. Now, I've been playing since 1986, and today I want to show you the version of the G major chord that finally helped me when nothing else seemed to. This is the first in a beginner-friendly chord series that's aimed for older beginners, for people who are just picking up the guitar later on in life. And also a quick heads up, if you've ever want a bit more help, I now teach live online lessons with an excellent company called Till. Check out the description for more information. Now, why does G feel so hard? Well, let's just be honest for a moment, shall we? G major is a pretty awkward chord. See, one of the things is we've got this really big stretch across the strings, and it can make your hand kind of cramp up. And sometimes, no matter how carefully you press down on the strings, something always seems to buzz or go quiet. And even experienced players, they struggle with this chord when they started out. And I know I certainly did. But like the great Zig Ziglar has said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great, right? So if it's feeling tough right now, you're not doing anything wrong. That's just part of the learning curve for the guitar. So before we even press down on a string, I want to help you set yourself up for success. And here are a few little tips, a few basics. So your fingernails, right? These little things here, I would suggest that you keep them pretty short. Because longer fingernails can make it a bit trickier to press down with your fingertips, and that can cause muted, buzzy sounds. And also, certainly with me, I find if my fingernails are a little bit too long, they can actually dig into the fretboard, which is pretty painful. Secondly, sit comfortably with your guitar, okay? Keep your guitar steady on your leg here, and avoid slouching like this, because this can be, well, it can really bugger up your practice session. And also kind of let your picking arm here, this hand here, in my case the right arm, let it kind of gently rest over the body, right? You don't want to be kind of like this or anything here. As for this hand, when you're playing, don't grip too hard. Okay? Don't really crush that neck. We're going for control, right? It's not a wrestling match. Thumb position. Now, when I'm playing, you'll notice that when I play, my thumb is quite often, especially with this G chord, kind of wrapped around the guitar. Now, I know many teachers recommend putting your thumb at the back of the neck, behind, and this is pretty good. It's very valid because you can arch your fingers a lot better, and it gives you better reach. But for me, this way has just always felt more comfortable. And as for your wrist, keep it loose. If it collapses inward this way, that's what you're going to get. Your fingers are going to flatten and you won't get a clear sound. And so with your wrist a little bit on the loose side, maybe a gentle kind of arch like this under here will help you with a cleaner sound and a better reach for the finger positions. Now, just one other thing, there are other ways of playing this particular chord, but I'm going to show you the version that I personally recommend for beginners, and I'll explain why as we go on. Okay, let's build the G major chord shape one finger at a time. So this finger uses your second, third and fourth fingers, and don't worry if that feels strange at first. So let me show you the chord shape. So, we're going to take our fourth finger, our little finger, and we're going to place it on the third fret of the high E string. This finger here, the third finger, is going to go on the complete opposite string, the low E string, which is the sixth string, and you're going to put it just behind the fret. And the second finger is the one that goes on the second fret of the A string, the fifth string here. And this is the shape and the sound. And try to keep your fingers curved, okay? They are curved. I'm going to put my hand like this, curved this way like that. They have this gentle arching position there, like so. And when you press down, you're pressing with the tips of your fingers, okay? The fingertips, not this part here. What are these? The pads, I think they're called. Not with the pads, but with the fingertips. That's why you will often see many guitar players with these grooves in that position just there, all right? Because we're pressing down with the fingertips. And I like this fingering because for me, it makes it much easier to move to other chords like the C major chord or the A minor chord. And I'll show you what that looks like, again, a little bit later on. Okay, so let's go through this together step by step, okay? So I want you to place your fingers slowly on the fretboard. Remember, this is the fretboard here. And, you know, put your fingers down in the order that I just showed you. And just pick each string. So just give yourself a little pick like that. You don't need to use a plectrum or anything, not necessary. And you should have a clean sound. Now, if that doesn't happen, then lift your fingers off and try again. Now, remember that this is slow work, and you know what? That's okay, right? We need to take our time to build up this chord and build up the kind of muscle memory needed to develop this chord to make it easier for us. Now, let's have a little wrist and thumb check. So make sure your wrist isn't collapsing inward. Kind of, as I said before, keep it relaxed and check that your thumb. Now, as I said, I have my thumb here. As you can see, it's kind of wrapped around. And it's actually touching, it is touching the 6th string, but it's not affecting the 6th string because of this finger here. This finger is pressing down at the 3rd fret. And as I say, it's touching. And this is a comfortable position for me. And, you know, as I said before, a lot of people recommend playing it behind, putting the thumb behind at the back of the fretboard, at the back of the guitar neck. But this is comfortable and it feels good. And also check that you're not squeezing too hard, right? You don't want your fingers, you don't want your knuckles to go white or anything like that. This part here, don't squash this part, your palm here, up against the back of the neck. Because all that's going to do is going to add tension, it's going to affect your wrist position, and it's going to limit your reach. Because if you're holding down like that, see, even what I have is not good, right? You don't want this part of the hand at the back of the fretboard. Keep it off. Now here's something that I wish someone had shown me earlier because I like this kind of a tip. It's about the sound. Now, with your fingers in place, I want you to take off your 2nd finger and your 4th finger, but just leave the 3rd finger on the thickest string. And just pluck that string, just pick that string by itself. Now what that is the lowest note in the G major chord. And that's a nice, deep, rich sound, I think. This is what they call the bass note. And it's the kind of it is the foundation of the chord. Now, if you put your other fingers back on and strum all 6 strings, then you'll hear that nice, deep, rich sound. But now, on its own, and as the chord, it's a beautiful sound, lovely, deep sound. And I think knowing this can help your ear get used to how the G should sound. You know, when you play the bass note and then within the chord. But expect a bit of buzz. Okay, this is normal, right? You know, when you're just starting out, when you're just beginning, you will have buzzing sounds, you will have muffled strings. And, you know, your fingers are just really waking up to this brand new movement. All right, and this is down to a couple of things. It can be down to not pressing down hard enough. All right, if you don't press, you get this. And also it can be the position of your finger. When we talk about put your third finger on the third fret of the so-and-so string, we don't mean on the fret. Not on the fret, because that's muffled. You want it just behind the fret, just behind. So all of your fingers, as much as they can be, should be just behind the frets. Now let's do a little practice, some slow reps here. And what we're going to do is we're going to place our fingers on the fretboard to form the chord, then take them off for a second or two, then put them back on. So again, this is slow work, as I said earlier. So just form the chord, take your time, put your fingers on, give it a bit of a strum. Okay, now take your fingers off, give it a second, and away we go again. Fingers down. And check again. See, what we're trying to do here was we're trying to build a bit of coordination for our fingers. You know, we're not chasing perfection or anything like that. So what I do recommend is that you remember that in the beginning it's going to feel so strange playing chord shapes, and that's just your brain forming new connections. So stick with it, it will come together. So why not pause the video for a moment and try doing a few reps on your own. As I said, slowly put your finger on to form the chords, fingers on to form the chord. Give it a bit of strum, a bit of a pick here, then take your fingers off, a little waggle, and try again. And I found that when I play slowly, my fourth finger goes on first, followed by the second finger, and then the third finger. So give that a try. Have a bit of a break from me and just practice a few reps on your own. Now let me show you why I favour this particular fingering of the G major chord. Because I know a lot of people use the first, second and third finger, or sometimes all four fingers. But I like this one here. And the thing about changing chords is that you obviously want them to be smooth changes and you want them to look effortless. And so this phrase, economy of movement, comes to mind. And so here's the G chord. That's the G chord. Now if I go to the C major chord, I want you to have a look at this. There's G and there's C. G, C. And as I said, you won't see very much movement. All right, you're only needing to move your fingers just a little bit, because you'll see that with the G major chord and then the C major chord, and you'll see it in the chord diagrams that the second and third finger are pretty much in the same formation on the same frets, but they're just moving across. So from the 6th and 5th string to the 5th and 4th string for the C major chord. And I like that. It's not a big shift. Obviously, other things are going on. You're placing your first finger down on the B string at the first fret and removing the little finger. But the whole thing, it's not a lot of movement. And I think the switch also to A minor is made a little bit easier, because you've got this finger free here, and the finger's going to go in the same position again as the C major chord on that first fret, and then these two fingers are going to come down, and as you see in the chord diagram. So we really don't want lots of movement, because that can affect how much time it takes for you to get from one chord to another. And these are the kinds of transitions that will help you start playing real songs without stopping every 2 or 3 seconds, to try and get from that one chord to another. So listen, don't stress if it's still all a little bit scratchy. That's completely normal. Just keep doing the reps and you'll feel your fingers over time, because you've got to be patient, but you'll feel your fingers begin to cooperate and start doing exactly what you want with a bit of time. Because all that repetition is going to sort of build the muscle memory that you need to make chord changes, or in fact just forming chords a lot easier and a lot quicker. Now, if you'd like some personal help with this or with any other part of your beginner guitar journey, I now teach live lessons on Till. It's a great company. Again, check the description down below for more information. Now that you've got that G chord, or you've got the beginnings of the G chord fingering under your belt, that's when I think the real fun starts. Because this is going to open the door to your first real songs. And the next step? Well, check this video here for a simple 2-chord song using G and C. Thanks for joining me today. Happy strumming.